started.
Fantastic. All right.
You're doing great.
FS Tune is a combination of EFI cleaning and induction cleaning.
What's EFI, Brad?
Okay, EFI is going to be the cleaning for the fuel injectors, electronic fuel injection service. So here are your fuel injectors on a V8 engine. There's 4 here, there's 4 over here. This is heavy. So, the induction service. This is what I kind of see the most immediate difference in. So your air comes into your engine through the throttle body here. Opens and closes. Lets in air. Air goes into here. Comes through these runners here. Goes into the head. There are valves here and there are valves here. So it goes in here, comes out to the exhaust. Carbon buildup occurs all through all this stuff. You see it mostly, and it affects everything mostly at the throttle body and at the intake valves and exhaust valves.
And how does carbon buildup occur, Brad?
Carbon is a byproduct of combustion. It's where your exhaust soot mixes with your fuel vapor and kind of creates this nasty paste that looks like this.
And how does it get in there to begin with?
There's actually a sample of it. Like I said, combustion in here, fumes,
Unburned gas gets
Unburned gas.
recirculated back through the engine.
kind of just starts sticking to things. So the cleaner, essentially, we're going to manually clean this with a rag. We're going to run a fog through the intake that will attack all of the stuck carbon, soften it so that it releases and goes out the engine. The EFI is going to hook up to the fuel line and clean the injectors. So we're going to demonstrate that as quickly as we can on a Camry. So this is a little bit older system, but we can do both systems, both services at once with this setup. We've since went to solely using this machine to do both, but we're going to use the vacuum model to demonstrate both at the same time. Down here, I'm disconnecting the fuel line from the engine. Forgot the fuel line plug. Forgot the fuel line plug.
Yeah.
You got a rag. Alright, so that's liquid fuel right there from the fuel line. So this hose goes into the engine to the fuel injector. We're going to hook up a pressurized tank to that. And I didn't bring the cap, but there's going to be a cap that hooks up to the car side of the line. And then this tank, we're going to... Okay, we're going to pour this chemical, EFI injector cleaner. Alright, so this is going to be a long-term cleaner. This goes in the gas tank, treats the fuel, and as you go down the road and burn that next gas tank out, this is going to be cleaning your injectors long-term. This is the induction cleaner. Easy open seal. It says. This is going to go into this bottle here. Close that valve. All right, here is a vacuum line right here that we use for the evap system, but it disperses the fog throughout the intake very well, so we use that hose right there. When the engine's running, it starts pulling a vacuum, and the chemical is drawn through this line right here, gets introduced to air at this Y, and becomes atomized, and makes a fog. The fog then goes through the intake. Unfortunately, we don't have the block off for the fuel line to start the car, so that's where we have to end right now. I'll actually show you this thing here. Put the cap on it. And then we hook up the air line. So you have 40 psi, that's basically fuel pressure. So we pressurize this as if it was a fuel pump. Then the engine gets the cleaner at fuel pressure. That's it.